Welcome! And thank you for choosing Ivy College. In this video, we will go over the change of status process for the F-1 visa at Ivy College. Okay, let's get started. Due to the complexities of each case, we strongly recommend that applicants seek assistance from an immigration lawyer to advise them on their specific circumstances before submitting an application to change their visa status while remaining in the U.S. First, request an appointment with an international admissions advisor. You may request to speak with an advisor to discuss the change of status process at Ivy College. Email info@ivy.edu to send your inquiry. Please be aware that Ivy staff cannot advise you on specific immigration legal matters and will not provide assistance in filing the change of status application with the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, so-called USCIS. Second, Ivy College F-1 change of status application deadlines and visa validity requirement. In order to process your application, Ivy requires that your current visa is in a valid status for at least 1 month beyond when you submit all required application documents to Ivy. We will not process an application if your current visa will expire less than 1 month from the Ivy submission date or if you are in pending visa status. 3. Review the current USCIS change of status policy and meet with an immigration attorney to discuss your case and eligibility. You may find the USCIS change of status policy link in the description box. If you meet the USCIS and Ivy College criteria, apply to Ivy via our online application as an F-1 applicant at www.ivy.edu. Complete your online application and pay the application fee at the end. Next, sign Ivy Online Enrollment Agreement. Once you complete your application, you will receive 2 emails. 1. Welcome email to set up your Populi account. Populi is a platform Ivy College students use every day to find all information about their academic information and records. Once you set up your account and sign in, open the second email you received called Enrollment Agreement. Take your time to review the program information and sign at the bottom to submit. Next, submit the following required documents to info@ivy.edu. Here is a list of required documents. A copy of your passport, visa, I-94, previous I-20, a bank statement, a Form I-134, so-called Declaration of Financial Support, and Notice of Action, so-called Form I-797A if you received any. If you have any dependents, please include their documents as well. For J-1 or work visa holders, there are some additional documents you are required to submit. A Form DS 2019, copies of your pay records such as leave and earning statements, pay stubs, etc. for the last 2 pay periods. And a letter from your employers attesting to your employment and work history. Submitting your current bank statement is to prove that you will have the ability to pay for your course of study and living expenses for the entire period of study, which is a USCIS requirement. For the ESL program, a bank statement must show a minimum of $28,000 for 2 years of study. For any degree program, a bank statement must show a minimum of $40,000. If you have any dependents, please add $3,000 per person. The bank statement cannot be older than 3 months from the start date of your admission application. Please note that all documents must be in English. All translations must be official. Bank statements must show the conversion rate to US dollars if shown in foreign currency. Along with your bank statement, you are required to submit a form called Declaration of Financial Support, so-called Form I-134. If the bank statement belongs to you, then you are required to fill out this form. If the bank statement belongs to someone else who claims to be your sponsor, he or she is required to fill out this form. To download the Form I-134, please visit uscis.gov/I-134. And lastly, pay the tuition deposit for your first quarter of study at Ivy College. Prior to receiving an acceptance letter from Ivy College, you are required to pay your first quarter tuition deposit during the admission process. You will receive a link to make a non-refundable tuition deposit towards your tuition for your first quarter of study. You may make the payment online, over the phone, or in the office. Once you have been accepted into the program and you intend to withdraw, $600 from tuition paid will stay as a non-refundable deposit. Please note that all fees are non-refundable except for part of the tuition deposit. This partial tuition deposit will be refunded only if the reason for withdrawal is due to a denied change of status decision. If everything is in order, you will receive an acceptance letter and I-20 from Ivy College. With these documents, you and your immigration lawyer will pay the COS fee and submit your I-539 application to the USCIS. While your F-1 status is pending with USCIS, you will not be permitted to enroll in classes at Ivy unless you remain on another eligible non-immigrant visa status that permits enrollment in higher education courses. Once approved, email a copy of your approval notice to info@ivy.edu for the next steps in the enrollment process. Then, take English proficiency test. You are required to take an English proficiency test to be registered. It is to determine which level you will be placed in for the ESL program. For any degree program, you must pass with 61 or above to join. Once you complete your English proficiency test, you must enroll in classes in the next available quarter after your F-1 status is approved by paying a registration fee. Approval from USCIS allows you to remain in the country as long as you have a valid I-20 and continue to comply with F-1 regulations. The next time you travel outside the US, you will be required to go to a US consulate or embassy to apply for the F-1 visa before you return to the US. Approval from USCIS allows you to remain in the country as long as you have a valid I-20 and continue to comply with F-1 regulations. The next time you travel outside the US, you will be required to go to a US consulate or embassy to apply for the F-1 visa before you return to the US. For current processing times, please visit e-gov.uscis.gov/processing times. And that is the end of our video on the F-1 change of status process at Ivy College. If you have any further questions, please feel free to contact us. Thank you.